This is Louise Green for MMA Crazy, and we're here with Nicolas Dalby. Now, Nicolas, how excited are you to be on this card in Dublin?
I'm very excited. I feel pretty honored about being on this fight card because last time UFC was in Dublin it was crazy and it's so loud, and this event sold out even faster. So I'm really excited to be here, and being on the main card is even better.
So how do you think the crowd's going to compare from last time to this time?
I don't know actually, because the last time I fought in Brazil and the crowd were pretty intense. So I'm maybe kind of expecting something of the same.
So you're used to that now?
I don't know if I'm used to it. I've only tried it once before, but yeah, the crowd in Brazil was crazy, and from what I can see, the crowd here in Brazil, the fans are pretty crazy as well, in a good way. So I'm really looking forward to feeling the energy when I step into the arena on Saturday.
Do you think that the fact that obviously we've lost the original main event, do you think that's going to make a difference to how the atmosphere is on Saturday?
I don't know actually. That's a good question. I don't know. Maybe the fans are really bummed out about the main event dropping out, and they're not as vocal. But I don't know. I just hope it's gonna be good night.
And you're facing Darren Till. What did you think of his last performance?
His last fight was really good. He met a skilled opponent, and he dispatched of him really fast and in a really effective manner. So he did good in his last fight.
So what do you think of him as an opponent for you?
I think it's a good matchup. He's based in striking the same as I am. He has a background in Muay Thai, I have a background in karate. So it's going to be interesting to see how the fight plays out. Of course I have thoughts of my own in my head, but come fight time, you have a plan. Often you have to readjust that plan. So I'm looking forward to see how the stuff I've been doing training how I can implement that in the fight.
So what kind of things have you been working on in preparation for Darren?
Why should I say that?
Oh, you've got to let us know a little bit.
No, I won't. No.
You're going to let us into any kind of game plan that you may have?
Why should I? I don't want to do that.
No?
No.
Okay, so in terms of your styles then, you said you're quite similar in terms of your stand-up, so then how do you see it unfolding? How do you see your styles matching up?
Again, that's a very big and open question. It's a lazy question. Come on.
Come on, you got to give us something. How do you think that it's going to unfold?
Well, it's MMA. So many things can happen. He can hit me with a straight left after maybe a minute, and then I can be a wobbly legs and he can finish me. Maybe I take a decision after 3 rounds. There's all sorts of opportunities. Maybe I hit him with a kick to the liver after 30 seconds. There's so many opportunities. So I don't like to try and see into the future what can happen. I just, when I prepare for a fight, I literally think through every possible scenario that I can think of. So
what would you say then makes you the better fighter? Because obviously you're going to want to get the W this Saturday.
We'll see. Again, I'm pretty mellow about stuff like that. When I visualize a fight, I see myself losing and I see myself winning. Of course, I hope I win, but I prepare myself for every scenario, and that includes losing. Because how am I going to react if I wake up? How am I going to react if I win by knockout in 30 seconds? Stuff like that. So of course, I haven't been training for 2 months without going into the fight and believing I can win it. But again, I don't like to predict it. In my head, I'm aware that everything can happen. So.
And then you're prepared for every aspect of.
Yeah, exactly. I know it's a boring view. I'm not going. I'm gonna knock him out in 2 minutes. I know it's kind of boring compared to that, but that's the way I think about fighting, and that's what brought me this far. So.
And then talk about your UFC debut as well. What was that experience like for you?
It was an intense experience. It was in Brazil, so the flight down there was 23 hours. Excruciating. But we had fun on the way, so it was nice. And then it was just, I've never been in Brazil. I've never been across the Atlantic before, so that was an experience in itself. Then just experiencing the rowdy Brazilian crowd, that was intense. And then, finally getting to fight in the octagon, that was a great experience. So all in all, it was a really fun trip. We had much fun. We had a good team there, fun on the way. So it was a good experience. I enjoyed it.
And you and Darren are both undefeated, aren't you? So do you put any pressure on yourself? I don't think you will, but is there an element of pressure, kind of knowing that one guy is going to leave with their first loss?
To me, not really. You know, every time I prepare for a fight, I prepare for the possibility of me losing, and that I think that for me takes the pressure off me, because I've thought it through and I've accepted the fact that I can lose. And to me, that enables me to go in and just fight the way I want to, without any pressure, outside pressure. So I think that gives me some sort of freedom, because I'm not afraid of anything. I've thought it through. There's a possibility of me losing, whatever. There's a possibility of me winning. Everything can happen. So that just enables me to go in and fight freely, I think.
How big of a aspect of fighting do you think mental preparation is?
For me, it's a very big part of my preparation. I spend a lot of time visualizing, as I said before, every scenario. So for me, the mental part is a huge factor.
Okay, well, we look forward to seeing your fight on Saturday. Thank you for talking to us. Thank you.